Okay. Sadiq, when you say na won't side, Mr. Logic has been trying to be logical with explanations and everything. I know you've heard about the E-Levy being passed, the bill being passed. How do you feel about it? Is this something that you are gonna align yourself with?
Well, I mean, once you're accented here, you can't do much about it. But obviously, it's something that I have a position on, even from Ubia. Even from Ubia, I work in maybe creative industry, because here there will be a lot of things that really E-Levy can impact or affect. In the last almost 5 years, we say almost event most of the tickets have been sold digitally. You know, it's come with it or about with its own problems or issues. You know, now more than ever, it also means more method ticket even for the event. You need an extra layer of some money on top of it that will between the chat. I mean, E-Levy in terms of taxes.
1.5%.
Yeah, beyond whatever 3% flat rate I bet you ask event people for taxes. You know, so I mean, it's always a matter of concern, but we are yet to see how really what will impact us. But as a what's it called? As a law-abiding citizen, obviously, once it's moved from a bill, it's come to an act and it's been assented, you know, you can't but pay it. If I made transactions now, I would have to pay it, you know. But regardless of assembly or issue, be a menyan, I will have against it. You know, I don't have any option. Once it's been assented, we would have to pay.
Justin Dumas made a statement that now Ghanaians are almost free,
on that. It's a big deal for it looks like a percentage, but then it's not just a simple 1.7 or 5% to a lot of people.
Yes.
So I say it's still a lot of money. You know, there are a lot of people whatever. I mean, even getting 50 CDs or 20 CDs via Momo or 100 CDs sent to them by Momo is a big deal, mom. You know, and we share parameters. Maybe I say a China. You know, the parameters in terms of processes, you know, how the money will go. But your other school of thought, Omaka say, there's a possibility of like double taxation on the same money. Because if I have to send you maybe 100 CDs, right, you would, once it's 100 CDs, you know, that money will be taxed, right? From you as well, whatever transaction you do with it, added to whatever schedule, that would also be taxed. You know, so let's see exactly what the parameters are now. But I have my apprehensions against it. But like I said, once it's been passed, I mean, in that team,
Mr. Arnold, same question. How do you feel? Do you think that Ghana for almost Rosa or more Abeiku or more accounts because of the tax? What is the reason that's letting Ghanaians not able to comply with the E-Levy? Why do you think they hate it so much?
Well, first of all, my member more entertainers nabaso, because for so many years me name topical entertainers and as celebrities no collectively no by kasa for or against. This time around it was more of against than for, and I believe say entertainers, celebrities, because of more influence, the clouds and more following and more no. If you're able to tackle matters like these are energy nobody shame no in actually rejecting E-Levy, me, I liked it because intensity. And for the first time in so many years, it looked as if say celebs and I say entertainers, realize more a certain power on which me a use to. A lot of them because almost every celeb or every entertainer spoke on this matter, and with the passing and the assenting of the bill, but I like the kind of vigor now and verba stars editate, and I pray and hope say it will not end with E-Levy. Every subject matter be affected citizens in Indiana. They should speak into that matter. Yeah. It shows where almost level or do. It shows they are not only interested in entertainment. What affected the state and the people, they also care. And so it's important say moving from here, when it comes to critical matters that affected the nation. Like Sadiq said, I think there's little anybody else can do now. If you do CCA, there's little anybody can do regard to rejection or going onto the street to protest, to organize any protestation against. It's done and dusted. what we need to pray for is accountability.
That's
Now, more GR. How do you account for? How does it reflect into our progression, into our development? That's the questions this year. I said more everybody else should be on the lookout for.
Because there were specific things on Bukasa over there. So
yeah.
What were some of the specific things on the Bay?
Well, I mean, you see it creating more employment for young people, which is one. And also they want to use it to support entrepreneurs, young people like us, you know. And now Omakase, they will use it to do what? Infrastructure development. Which means that we should expect, already I think they have a flexible infrastructure.
Also.
Yes, so obviously, you know, we need to push for that accountability. But I know they're saying, it's good that the retailers are joining, but also because they know it's also affecting them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the patronage of entertainment or creative content and saying are all digital inclined from well, maybe YouTube, Netflix, Farmhouse, Omo app, no, and all of those. Now, mobile money, and they are all electronic transactions. Such as so, if it's going and already, you know, adoption rate is slower. The movement has been slower like this. So I don't know if really, you know, they factored in some of these nascent like industries that have begun to adopt digital transactions. You know, so even in fact, there's a likelihood, it remains to be seen, but there's a likelihood that it could impact it. And if it impacts it, it won't be a good omen for all of us. Because we just came from Corona. Afia torn tickets, I mean, for a lot of events and patronage, you know. And there are difficulties. And already there's another layer I saw the count. Beyond whatever initial layer you have to put on to create that your 3% flat rate or the GRE.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, but they insist. Let's see now accountability. Obviously.
And the withdrawals now can't watch them.
Yes.
For me, I believe it's a panic reaction.
Yeah.
It's also to show government. They say still now they are not excited about move, you know. But I have the conviction set with time. Because you see, I know digital transactions.
You can't. It's more convenient.
You understand? So yes, allow people to do their withdrawals from the Momo account and all that stuff. But when it comes to the realization, say, Charlie, you know, people now
put their money
cannot
back.
do away with.
You cannot do away.
You can't do away because it didn't come. Obviously, I had my opinions about it, but I noticed every day I'm sending Momo, every day I'm paying for something with my phone. I don't believe it's cash. Even come me travel, but can't me card it here.
Me the say I'm disappointed that the government passed E-Levy. Why? Because His Excellency the Vice President of Peace FM, Abeiku say, I didn't say a taxi momo. He wasn't truthful to us. And so you know, here the first person who pussy to the introduction of E-Levy, because on the car say, see a taxi momo na here, but also we're trying to as Abeiku say because you're watching here. Nobody says and says or mine you but a 20 year a day and a day. Osha 1995, Yadi VAT by His Excellency Nanado or Pussy or court demonstration. Said, a big queen inside two, we be queen. By another Kumipreco by yan demonstrating. Yan demonstrate. Where's where you talk? And no crumple there 1.5. What you say? VAT no saying what you say, but Abaiku will introduce tax. Yes. Let's politicians more for tax and yet propaganda and campaign. Because you see, you're a developing country. You're Yeska and you're Puntu. It's in a quite best way the first way in Sika de Puntu. Baby, a government, a to a baby uncle for spending. That is the principle of taxation. You tax where people spend. Now, it's as a need a robust, efficient tax system. You be the way any the way to any intino. Yet the tax and share inelastic demands. Because the inelastic demand in economics are baby will be spending. But developed countries are you put your tax according to what you earn. It's your way here for what America, what your insurance and New York insurance are higher than Ohio because the risk levels no enyepe. But Ghana no enya for near Sikafodi nana. Iti wo hia ni ekoyi mu a eto obetua na saa na sikani koyi mu a otua. And I don't think say fair. Though as a tax progressive, no, I think this is regressive. It is not helping because, as I said, the rich must be taxed more to take care of the poor who don't have. This is basic economics, but I'm not here to talk about economics. The ambassador Mikhail said, me, I'm disappointed in the E-Levy being passed. And Makasu, there's nothing we can do about it. There's something we can do about it.
Like what?
When VAT was passed, when VAT was passed in 1995, the Kumipreku demonstration, you know, about 10%.
Yeah, but it was still passed.
No, I'm saying
we're talking about the passage.
No, passage. Yes, but the end to me, yes, you know, and I mean you to you bet me a BB. I'm an abba from say 0.5. Say 0.7. Me say, yes, you to me, yes, you pass in it, they are passing.
Okay,
but you bet me a BB. Percentage in so abba form.
You should continue mounting pressure on us today. Now you're trying demonstrations.
Because minimum be not or ton cement or that utia by momo. Utia by momo no. Make amount of utia 700 and something. O calculate here. Or ton cement best 40 something thousand Ghana cedis. O calculate momo no utia na 700 and something. Eti enye ketwasa and because mobile transaction is more convenience, you know. We are there as a say we are there as a say we now and na yedi babesi the accountability the edisikano ebede yedi be said your match boss of the BCC so be this one because who can say as I say a taxi mum and no taxi and as I say I say me jimu na me the BC me then majority said the who can what be
Blacko.
Yeah, man.
Use Momo.
Yeah, I use Momo.
Anti-married, they are saying this figure.
Yeah.
10-20 million.
Yeah. And you know, I'm on campus too. People complain about the
E-Levy.
So on campus, I'm complaining about it. What do they say?
People complain about it. And you know, I think they are not convinced enough with the reasons they give and stuff. You understand? And now it's passed already. Or my pass it. So like they are man for trying to say ABR reasons not the more. They have to prove to them. Because that's the only reason they will believe in it.
Exactly.
Like they have no reason to believe. And like they still passed it, right? So they have to convince the people.
Do you
But
think
people believe not.
how do you feel? How do you feel about it?
Oh, very bad. Like, cause you know, people I work with, like my colleagues and stuff, everyone is complaining, you understand? No, I've not heard just even a single positive this now about.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's
Wow,
mad.
these are like
So mad.
the bulk of them are young people.
Yeah.
But obviously, and I got something from Andy Dossi. He sent me the taxation. So we'll send 100 cities out.
And just
Telcos, but a budget 0.75%. But E-Levy, there's no tax on it. I won't say we free. But if you send from 200 cities and up,
for 100 cities, who's already?
there's no charges.
There's no tax on the
There's no tax on it.
For E-Levy?
Yes.
No, from 100 cities and above.
No, it's from the information that I've gotten. It's 200 cities
When?
and above.
Is Andy sure about this information?
Oh,
It's from 100 cities.
well, Mr. Logic,
Yes.
what is your opinion?
Well,
on this whole E-Levy
seriously, for
situation?
me, let me say kudos to Sadiq because you know I expected Sadiq to work very hard on the E-Levy because we all know where Sadiq stands in terms of his political affiliation. But then I was happy he spoke this way, as in, you know, he was very real about it. And but I'm quite disappointed at some of our people who are complaining because they live in a but anyone who travels abroad will be to coin beer. Any Ghanaian who travels abroad, whether rich or poor, poverty is a choice. Tia, I can say my young say poor. I say we're always talking about it.
I'm sorry, what's the poverty is a choice?
It's a choice, of course.
So, Obia,
If you want to be poor, you'll be poor. If you want to be rich, you'll be rich.
Our poverty is that the baby is the child's choice.
We are small parents when you're poor.
And I said, I want to say, we are simple, but we are simple.
And you were not lucky. You came through poor channel.
I found a choice.
Let me explain.
Okay, you can
Let me
have,
explain.
sure.
You see the new economy, which is the digital economy. Yeah.
Yes,
Who's that? Because I related to Sadiq.
yes,
I referred to Sadiq's submission
yes.
because I was waiting to hear what Sadiq would say because Sadiq is a person that is in digital marketing. From day one, Obeka digital, Spotify, Sadiq is all about digital economy. Digital economy. He is the person that has been drumming digital in our head. Sadiq is okay. What is this digital all about? If Sadiq had gone like very hard on this, Sadiq, but this digital thing, who can aware there, who can ignite it? Then we started researching digital economy worldwide. If you imagine, say me to Kwakabruchi, me name is Abeiku Santana call France. Me go share hotel na me share me tia hotel fee €60 na me tia hotel me down. So I suppose say person me ayo ni matadi a. Yes, me ayo.
Yes.
But what you say? Now, Burini catch me say for me to get an iron, I need to go online. Listen, go on their page, on the hotel's page, pay €30 before I get the iron. So iron, me say what is the €30 for? Say iron, say boy I no kratia, me €30 na shit. That's number one. Number two, my day exhausted. Let me say me renew. Almost say you can't pay to us now. Go and pay online. That's number two. Number three, I pay the hotel fee. €1, which is their VAT. €1 na mean change. They won't allow me access into the room. Let me say, why won't you allow me? Just €1. You won't allow me €1 because the €1 goes to the government. But what you say?
Yes.
Ghana no. Obi anka say abuying tax no kodi. Me I'm not abuying me. Matari abuying don't pay my rent. They don't pay. They don't do nothing for me. I hustle my way through. It means better and support what abuying. But sometimes you need to be very realistic about life. Say NDC never. No, because we need to pay a tax. That's a option. That's a realistically good. Chia, be responsible because people pay when you buy a tram ticket. If you are also who are in New York, some food trauma, so ticket out on tax also. Another
But we have fixed roads. We don't have.
You have fixed. Yeah, I'm coming.
But no, we don't have.
We are developing. We are a developing country.
But don't compare it to
taxes just like Abuchino.
No, I'm coming.
Other forms of tax.
No, I know. Other forms. Yeah, I'm saying whether it's a capital tax or it's a general tax, whatever tax that you are paying. Let's learn.
I'm sure you even file for tax return.
I am coming. Of course, when we travel, we file for tax return on our way out. What did I say? But I'm saying that once we have, and once we are a developing country, we should acknowledge that we can't blame one government for this mess we are in. We blame NDC, we blame NPP. We blame from coming up to this time.
I agree.
You understand me? So the problem is not a problem that was created by ex-President Mahama or President Nanado. Coming we can't even blame him. Because honestly, it's a black problem. Because if you want me to, I will blame Kwame Nkrumah because Kwame Nkrumah. No, I'm coming. Why is that when I told you guys?
Because
we need from one dispensation. No, it is fundamental development.
Okay.
South Africa, they had the white people there. When Mandela was in prison, he allowed them to build the country. Then they gradually took over. He said, Kwame Nkrumah said we can handle our affairs. Have we been able to handle our affairs? From one political party to another. Maybe we are crying. I don't like to blame NPP. I don't like to blame NDC. I will never blame NDC for, even if NPP tells me that Mahama created a mess, I won't listen to them.
I used to blame NDC.
No, I have never blamed NDC. It was when we used to have our political banter here and there. Because when we used to have our political banter, Sadiq has a way that he will intimidate you with.
Let's go back to E-Levy.
Say a political space near one. E-Levy a political space. You backtrack it. What do I say? I'm saying that Ghanaians are fond of blaming predecessors and even forefathers. Someone will say that I blame Mahama. Because E-Levy is a new economy. No, maybe I call cashless. You will start blaming John Mahama because 8 years ago, 12 years ago, John Mahama was the president of Afia. Was saying Yama. And that was about 8 years. We are still saying Yama say. So who caused it? It's not the foundation. What I'm saying, in a nutshell, is that let's start being very responsible. Because me too want to say me send 1,000 Ghana cedis. That's the E-Levy. No more tell me 20 Ghana. I mean supposedly. Could name figures. I'm just saying. I want to be 20 Ghana cedis. Maybe I'm a mini car. What you say? I'm being realistic here. Mini car. Someone will say, "Tell me. Can you to feel bank? Uncle, say this Ghana. Unja basfe. So sometimes I wonder why I say, we always want to complain. Into a young person. Of course we are complaining. We are saying the poor. Nobody asks you. I mean, let me learn. Poverty, I said, is a choice. It's not a choice. Well, your opinion is about fact. Let me finish. I need to learn. Let me learn. Please make minutes of your submission. I was making minutes of your submission. I was making minutes of your submission. That's why I even referred you. And Sadiq also. I was making minutes. If you interject me, I will lose my focus. Just make minutes.
Okay.
Me say, me, I will not blame NDC. Never.
Okay. I
won't blame NPP. Even though they both have issues, they keep blaming each other. But we, the citizens, are the ones that are suffering. Are we supposed to go on the street and start fighting? Let's be responsible and see what they will do. They say almost they will be accountable for the E-Levy. Let's see if they will be accountable. Don't we have the power to vote them out? It will not solve the problem.
And if they are not accountable, then what should
we can vote them out. It's not simple as that. But we're not voting them out. We should go on the street and go and fight.
My two politicians for. You see, may yet is a politicians. You have the
power to change. You didn't catch me. You can't catch me.
I'm sorry. Yes.
The automamia.
Yes.
Exactly. Washer now, washer for no. Say, Omo demanded in the mouth. Now say, undi washer and swa. O man for no who can say, Omo Kyle.
Yeah.
And you say they blame Mahama, because they say Mahama said this, he didn't do it. Do you know the problem and the setbacks? Not that Mahama faces. Just stop playing the blame game is right. The person responsible. I said, you can say 11. You can say 11 one Ghana cedis. If they had said that it was 30%, 30 pesos.
But logic, I think say
no, I need to do this. Almost can say 11 it was 30%, 30 pesos generally on all transactions. People will still complain. When I make a joke. That's how irresponsible sometimes people want to think. I don't blame any politician. I blame us.
The American say, "Yen two politicians for say make us say my emphasis taxation and politics." Because yenye developed countries now, or more results be brewa, to be bomb case make tax. Utie your friend is saying America or campaign promises new policies are no child left behind policy. Tax for the middle income level. Omo sikano into omo kan ombetumi aye. Ye campaign na. Ye campaign etia tax. Say abanwe watoto niamem abanwe why aye nim say enye sanity.
So precedence.
Because obiaba o introduce tax 2007 and the
financial taxes.
Talk time
financial tax.
2007 and omo talk time tax, former president before
communication service tax.
No, that was
the financial service tax.
Financial service tax was not introduced in 2007.
No, I'm saying
all the tax was introduced by former president before. NDC by or Sasano, communication service tax or expanding. See, but that's tax. When it was introduced, it was opposed by NDC. By NDC by Obimu. And I'm saying, say, my tax and politics. The tax and politics. Yeah, developing country. Yempese beko IMF, akwa besia, yempese beko World Bank, akwa besia, na ye GDP no abafom, na ye debt akwasro, na ye loans are ye tua ho ye ho akire because ye de japade nyina akosi awa. Inti asase agege eto kakran efi ya ye ho. Inti sanity a ye education e wo tax ho. But say what the tax a campaign etia another political party say obaye watu tax mu kram watu condom tax mu now so better tax eba this happen na for no enji yen hu de ko so na me che enti tax de enye bone Bible mu kra no mutua tax. Jesus Christ pay tax. Okodu baby okoka nyankopon asem no mo gene tax. O ma Peter mu koyi sika efie na manu ba e no ditua tax. So tax is not bad. Yes. But the point is the way the citizenry we are gullible. Ya dwini mu endo deep. Inti ayana omo de taxation ye politics na ye we ba obetiti niema so obetiti so okofo sika no we oti ase iti ye ho nti ase say ye ba ne ye ka se ye ka na we na ye say na we na say ye ko baby at the end of the day no oman bia eto na edi ye mpuntu dwuma na ye me concern no say ye tuato na de eto no sika na esese ye de ye no akwese bia adwuma yi mu ye advert nkofo di sika ba na sabio ye boss on fa sika no enye maintenance ye camera say ya on top na odi atoto ka na fe de mo hwe TV na ekọ na camera ma na e problem workers ne crampo no omabembebu e mo be jaye adwuma nti se ye jeje tax na ye hwe de ye de tax ni sika na ye nkasa men toka ba obetoka na make sure say eniema bi ehia wo adwuma mu no what fix ye no first it is abai adenti na abai tina say odwe hu president say no anwo ba ye nkate ye salary say because ye who say you say eniema we nyanke betumi aye dada maybe yama ebinum cash mienu ye say akwanto per diem any say ni nyina ye tax sika no e no mo de yes so what you say it is a bank as or ne expenditure so ministers on fa bebre e be fa minister baako ye fa deputy ministers bebre say sika na ye tuatua ni nyina na e betumi dia ye sample tuduma na
I mean beyond that I'm just scandalized say logic was saying say why you surprised ama the entertainers that were complaining. I mean
no, I didn't say that.
No, when you're starting your point.
No, I say our people. I didn't say entertainers.
Our people.
Yes, like us.
General, not entertainers.
Yeah, general, not entertainers.
I mean, because for me, I think anybody will be justified within the context say, if why your promises are mommy, that you're going to do specific things for me, right? And for 5 years after the fact, there are no tangible things to show, say, promises in our mommy, I mean, you've been able to achieve it. Beyond that, so I'm finding out, say, for all government that have come in recent times, you had more in your resource envelope, more than all governments combined. And you probably borrowed more than every government combined, right? Definitely, I would have certain expectations, particularly when I've seen a particular government that, even with less, had built hospitals for me, had built schools for me, and had done certain specific things. So we'll begin to question and ask from all of these things. And then and also the fact that you made me understand that you've got the best human resource possible that understand governance and could turn around every situation whatsoever. So if after 5 years after the fact, you come to me and you create maybe like a lazy tax, definitely I will voice it out. There are a lot of experts that say, okay, yes, we've gone to the new economy. Yes, there are transactions, huge transactions happening digitally and everything. But there's a way to go about it. In other markets in Nigeria, they have what they call significant market share task. So you look at it and see, okay, there's a lot of transactions people are doing on Jumia, for instance. There's a lot of transactions that is happening on Facebook, on YouTube. These organizations, you have to find a way to tax them so that you sure say, whatever transactions is happening within the country on these platforms, it comes back. You haven't actually been thought about it. And these guys are taking huge sums of money from your country. I get it, but you are coming to tax Obia. They are very small, they are very young. Or they are the capital or the shage mass, and you began to tax it. And that's where projected there's a conversation say there's a tendency it could affect the growth. I just brought it home to young creative industry. What I said to you, say after Corona, people have just started to buy tickets for events.
Yes.
But it's not on the scale that you would think of it. We are just coming out of that. Again, patronage of creative products, so saying it's gone all digital. The growth is slow, but it's coming up. This could retrogress it. And it's a genuine concern by anybody that's watching and that's at the attention of it. Anybody now, just when maybe the likes of Boomplay and Co have started to, for instance, create mobile money options for people that are in the country to subscribe. Now, and for you to go to the artists, and you're having to create another tax that's going on that point. Already, there was a problem. There was some growth that we were seeing bit by bit. A lot of these things could be impacted.
Yes.
That now the question I'm thinking about is that when you're having a creative industry that you don't have much to show for in terms of what you've done for them. And already on their own, in terms of when they are trying to put themselves together and then raise some bit of revenue from a friend saying, to use it as capital, apply it back in their business. You're thinking of like a sweeping tax that could impact them or retrogress the gains that they are making. What is the alternative in terms of what you're looking to do to enable such industries? A problem. And so if I voice it out, or if the entertainers voice it out, also because in 5 years they haven't seen anything that you've specifically done for them, specific promises that you made for them. I mean, it's a genuine concern that any government must listen to because the people are disenchanted.
Yes.
There's something that logic Anto Masumi say, you're complaining. I say Ghana for me complaining, I'm irresponsible.
I said we should be responsible.
Obviously, it means that we are not being
responsible as Ghanaians.
It's as if that's where we are getting to now. Arnold.
Yes, sir.
So to quite.
But you see,
just
there are various taxes that we are already paying. Just like we are paying some taxes that we are not paying. Okay, like salaries to every transaction that we are paying.
Ghana for complaining and you're responsible. And I'm like, where did that come from? See, the act of complaining is a part of human nature. You only complain when you're uncomfortable with a certain situation.
Yes.
You complain when you have a feeling, say you treat you unfairly. Complaining doesn't make anybody irresponsible. I mean, how would you even say that? What did I say?
So it's like a wife asking you for school fees and you complaining. Are you not responsible?
Logic.
No, it's just
so
like
that
being responsible to the.
I mean, let's it's highly misplaced.
No, it's not.
It's a genuine consensus of
People are raising genuine concerns.
Their reality.
And you're saying because they complain, they are irresponsible.
I'm not saying that.
It's like you lack compassion for Ghanaian people. It's like you lack compassion. Because those things you just said, it's like you lack compassion.
You know why I don't want to feel that way? Because when we say the more now we feel it that way, no, it doesn't. No one cares.
Morality.
So what do? You sit down and say,
because of complaining when you're responsible.
Maybe you don't complain.
Logic. When I complain,
don't you complain in your life?
I complain to myself. I don't complain.
I beg.
I'm telling you what I'm going through. I fight to face it.
You don't have an opinion about it.
I know for them. You complain about morality. This thing is just like you said. It passed in politics. Because and if NDC comes today, mark it on the wall. Mark it this on the wall. If NDC comes today and they also start some more repair, some of the damages are where whatever government created, no, people will start complaining again.
But it's a major.
It is normal.
It is.
Like routine you are used to.
The act of complaining. It's a phenomenon. What are you talking about?
Okay, so let me consider this as just as complaints. And then you didn't bother.
But don't call any complaining. Men friend,
it's just a mere complaint. Okay, I mean, let's see, we are all just complaining. Of course, now, you said complaining is part of human nature.
No, you're saying
so we're just complaining.
It makes us irresponsible.
How can you talk like that?
I said when you complain too much, you become irresponsible.
Too much. Let me just try to correct this thing.
I know you don't want to understand the
power. People say creating some impression, say because of E-Levy tax, they are trying to compare it to certain market to say we are not paying tax or we don't pay tax. It's not like here nor there. There are various different taxes that we are paying. This government are almost is here. I mean, we can count almost 21 new taxes. Various different tax, Uber chat tax, even on your phone, we have
even a COVID tax also.
COVID levy, I mean, obviously COVID is ending, but I mean, it will continue. COVID has ended, but it will continue. I mean, beyond that, we've seen there's a particular conversation about how a particular area at the airport has become a revenue earner for the country for COVID without the value being seen coming to the country, even though we have been taxed on COVID levy. The issue of the airport texting. We saw, I mean, there's projections about how much money they made in a particular year. Was it $70 million? And only about $1 million came through the FSA, Ghana Airport Company. It's a conversation. So if I'm sitting back and I'm saying that you've taxed me, same way, E-Levy, what taxing in E-Levy? on COVID. You explain it brilliantly. Any night I say, so, because of the COVID situation, we need money to shore up some of the challenges and the shocks in the Binyam. Yeah, fine. But here I am sitting down and realizing, say, but there's actually an activity that's become a pure revenue enough for the government. It says, I'm sure say, if that money is being used well now, maybe the COVID levy I'll be considered. So if you are coming to add another levy on top of it, I understand. We're explaining it brilliantly. So, unisika Abeiku broke, unisika na entrepreneurs kina, young people. You want to do A, B, C, D, and everything. But it's legitimate concerns that it's not irresponsible. Look, and that thing conversations and poverty is a choice. It is not. I mean, I see a lot of that. I see people that come to you and everything. They were born in it. They didn't have a choice. Yeah, well, no. Yeah. And there's a reason why every government they create what they call pro-poor policies. Because you can understand, some people came from that. Yeah. They need to escape that. Sometimes they need certain few things that they need to be able to build them to get to that particular point. So it is not a choice.
I'm sorry. No, we can't. No, wait. You asked me, and I said,
can I say more deeper explanation? Just like you did. Sadiq, were you born with a silver spoon? Come again.
And give me time to explain.
No, of course I'll give you time to explain. You was a billionaire child, Anna.
Oh no.
Very good. But however, you have been able to leverage on the opportunities that surrounded you. And today you are a CEO of 3 Music Awards.
Yes.
One man, whatever setbacks we are around, and then keep you down. And I mean, I say, none of us was born rich. We are
Yeah.
No, I know. Wait, Pacho. I asked to. So what in your capacity as a young person who have been able to make it through the various setbacks we have in this country, economical setbacks. If I ask you to come out of politics and advise a young person who is complaining, I'm poor, what will you tell the person? Then
obviously there's a mindset part of it. And
thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Just about the time I episode free poverty. Nisika kakrebi a wotimi aboabo no odi jetri or anything like that. Wabro and wababo no oba. For you to find a way, and according to me, keep a chunk of the money to do the business, because by and large, you see, if he's successful, he's creating value for the state. As a young entrepreneur or anything like that, by almost whatever I do, I'm creating value for the state. Yes, the conversation has been had, say, the money is being brought to come and support young entrepreneurs near that. We've heard that. But I will be painting. We've seen a lot of those things come up. To today, during COVID, South FSA, MBSSI, it's still difficult who got FSA. We know it went to party people. So it's a genuine concern. But most importantly, I need to debunk the assertion.
No, it's okay. Thank you. Gentlemen, Madam Ase, for the submission. Madam Ase, I want to move on to our next conversation. The president has lifted the restrictions, for the COVID restrictions